Hi, everybody. You want me to lengthen that for you?
Thank you, Julie.
You're welcome.
Good morning, all.
Switching guitars here. We're going to do a Jewel song called Hands. You may remember it from a while back. If I could tell the world just one thing, it would be we're all okay. And not to worry, 'cause worry is wasteful they are never broken. Poverty stole your golden shoes. It didn't steal your laughter. Heartache came to visit me, but I knew it wasn't ever after. We will fight, not out of spite. Someone must stand up for what's right. For where there's a man who has no voice, there I shall go on singing. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours. They are my own. They're not yours. They are my own. And they are never broken. In the end, only kindness matters. In the end, only kindness matters. I will get down on my knees and I will pray. I will get down on my knees and I will pray. I will get down on my knees and I will pray. My hands are small, I know, but they're not yours. They are my own. They're not yours. They are my own. And I am never broken. I am never broken. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to Unity Church. We are a loving spiritual community that demonstrates compassion, inspires service, and embraces meaningful relationships. We envision a world profoundly transformed by spiritually aware individuals who demonstrate unconditional love for all humanity, honor the divinity in all people, and inspire the spiritual healing and growth of themselves, others, their communities, and the planet. We're pleased to welcome both those in our sanctuary this morning and those who are joining us via our live stream. And if you haven't already silenced your cell phone, if you will do that now so that the microphones don't pick up notifications. We will now greet one another here and at home with silent namaste greetings. I behold the Christ in you. Thank you. And to our visitors today, here or online, we appreciate you joining us and we welcome you into our Unity family. Today's special music is being provided by Deb Elijah on piano, Hank Sable and Julie Marshall, who you just heard from. Today's message is entitled Holy Patience, and it is from Reverend Christina Garza, who is now going to lead us in an opening prayer.
Thank you. Good morning, beautiful people. So let's just settle in and get ready for this glorious morning as we give thanks for this wondrous day. So I invite you to breathe in as you see and feel that sunshine, as you see the flowers and the colors and all of this buzz and excitement of this blessed day. And drop into your heart space and allow for that opening as we know that living, loving God has brought us here on this morning to give and to receive. And so we settle in for what is ours to do in this here and now moment. And we open up to what Spirit has for us. We listen with spiritual eyes. We listen with the heart. We listen with our body to know and to believe. We open up to the faith that is ours, to the blessings that are ours, and to this holy abundance that is our divine birthright. We give thanks, and so it is. Amen.
Let's stand and join in affirming our statement of being. Together, God is all, both invisible and visible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect substance. You may be seated. Our daily word is world peace. The peace of my soul brings peace to the world. The Bible's sacred pairings, lions and lambs, swords and plowshares, reveal that peace becomes possible when I and others hold life's polarities in harmony. These verses remind me that wholeness arises not from opposition, but from integration. Within all people, strength and tenderness, boundaries and compassion, courage and vulnerability arise from the same divine source. Lion and lamb are not rivals. They are facets of one creation. Sword and plow are not contradictions. They are different tools for transformation. Peace begins when we see that opposites, both within and around us, can be allies rather than adversaries. As this realization takes root, any impulse to defend or harden begins to fade. And from Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation. And now Deb will play us into our time of meditation.
Settle into their chair, wherever you are. And take some beautiful, deep, cleansing breaths. Breathing in and breathing out. Taking some of the deepest breaths that you've had this day or this week or maybe ever. Breathing, relaxing, moving into that sacred presence. Allowing the breath to breathe you. Focusing on that breath. Effortless, easy, natural. And we remember in this here and now moment that that really is what life can be. easy, effortless, beautiful, joyous, vibrant, buoyant, full, when we allow and when we remember. So this morning we call in that sacred presence. We call in that one presence and one power and one wisdom that lives and moves and breathes in you as you. Allow it to fill you up from head to toe. Allow that presence to have its way with you. Allow every cell of your body to come alive with the knowing that you and the Father are one, that you and the Mother are one, that you and the cosmic expression are one, that you and universal life are one. Take that in. Allow that to exude from your pores, moving from this knowing and being from the inside out. Everything that God is in you. Everything that you need is right here within you. And we open up as we feel the vibrations in our cells, in our sinews, in our fibers, in our muscles, in our tissues, in every organ. Feel it come alive as we remember this morning the truth of our divine nature. I and the Mother, Father, God are one. I am that beautiful expression of the I am. I am. I am. And so we allow this to be for a minute in the silence. We give thanks for this recognition. We give thanks for this alignment, for this connection, for this harmony that is established in this here and now moment as we know and enter into truth. And we give thanks. And we know that a work has been done as we quiet the mind and open the heart and allow for the truth of who we are to be and to flourish in the world. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Good morning, friends. This is my debut at Unity Church on piano. But I've been very blessed, and I wanted to thank my mentor, Angelo, who's somewhere in the middle of who knows where. Angelo gave me piano lessons for about 5 years, taught my son also, and my daughter, and Julie, apparently. So whatever mistakes I make, don't tell Angelo. This song was written by Eric Clapton, who was a big star and still is, but he is a man who has survived incredible tragedy. And I love this song. I hope you like it. I play it every day, and I sing it. It's kind of a prayer for me. It's called Holy Mother. All right, let's see if I can do it. Holy Mother, where are you? Tonight I feel broken in two. Seen the stars fall from the sky. Holy Mother, can't keep from crying. Oh, I need your help this time. Get me through this lonely night. Show me please which way to turn to find myself again. Holy Mother, hear my prayer. Somehow I know you're still there. Send me please some peace of mind. Take away this pain. I can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
I can't wait any longer. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
I can't wait
for you.
Holy Mother, hear my cry. I called your name 1,000 times. Felt the anger running through my soul. All I need is a hand to hold. Oh, I feel the end has come. No longer my legs will run. You know I'd rather be in your arms tonight. When my hands no longer play, my voice is still, I fade away. Holy Mother, then I'll be lying in, safe within your arms. Thank you.
Let's give them another round of applause. We all need some Holy Mother, don't we? Well, good morning again to all of you. It's really an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to be with you all here again. Unity here of Cordova, Unity of Memphis, Church of Practical Christianity. All of the above is really just a second home for me now. So thank you to the board and to the staff and to all of you for just constantly welcoming me. So Today we're going to talk about something that maybe most of us don't want to talk about, or maybe something that some of us are practicing or are working hard to practice, and that's patience. Anybody doing that? You know, we live in an age where I think patience really has become obsolete. Think about it. All of the examples that we have in our lives where the world it's on speed, right? It's sped up, yes or no? Right. So we have like Amazon, same delivery. Oh, love it. Streaming, right? Instead of having to watch a show like old school, watching it every week. Now we can just watch them all in one day if we want. How about those that are in need of like immediate texts? So you send somebody a text and it's like, it's been 5 minutes. Why didn't they respond? Right? See, y'all laugh because you know it's true. We have AI now that is answering our questions in seconds. It's insane. And then, of course, there's the illustrious drive-through, right? We have the drive-through. The other day I was in a new coffee shop, and the young barista took like 4 minutes, and I was like verklempt. I'm like, she's taking too long. 4 minutes. This is the modern condition. We live in a world that tells us immediacy is key. Immediacy is safety. Immediacy is what we know. But what happens? Let's think about this. What happens when life doesn't operate on Amazon time or any of these speed times? This is where we get caught up, because many of the things in our lives cannot be rushed. Healing, grief, trust, recovery, relationships, families, spiritual awakening. So, perhaps patience isn't really old-fashioned as it seems like it is now. If we really, really look at what patience is in our lives and in the world, it is a revolutionary spiritual practice. So let's kind of dive into it a little bit and we understand, what am I talking about really when I'm talking about patience? What is it and what is it not? So patience is not passivity. It's not like just letting life go by. It's not about resignation, about saying, oh, it's over, it's done, forget about it, I'm just going to like sit back here. And it's not about giving up, and it's not about pretending that everything is okay. That's not patience. Patience is about remaining spiritually grounded. It is about trusting divine order. It's about participating and coming along the journey in God's unfoldment, not necessarily our time. And it's about remaining loving no matter what. Remaining loving while life is unfolding. I think of it as this way. Patience is active faith stretched across time. So it's what we're building. We're building it forward. We're stretching it into the forward time, and building it in the present. That's that faith that we're stretching. That's really what patience becomes. It's interesting because I was looking at what other traditions think about patience, and also what current kind of science and medicine and what have you think about this idea. And there's actually been a really fascinating shift in how patience is understood. Rather as seeing it in the past as like a virtue, as something important, right? Patience is a virtue. Instead of that, it's become something that really is a countercultural practice in the age of speed and instant gratification and constant stimulation. It's this amazing practice that is so important for our lives. It becomes like a rebellion in the world. Psychology, in the world of psychology, research suggests that patience Patient people tend to experience less anxiety. Anybody need some of that? Less anxiety, healthier relationships. If you're patient, better relationships, greater resiliency, better recovery from setbacks. And they're able to regulate their emotions more effectively. Who wants some of that? Woo woo, right? We want that. Patience isn't weakness. It really becomes emotional maturity. Now, from a neuroscience perspective, who's all into the brain science stuff? Anybody? Anybody like brain science nuts? Our brains are constantly trained for dopamine, right? We want to get that hit. We're on the notifications, right? We're scrolling, we're watching things, we're doing things, we're always on the go. The instant shopping, Amazon again, the instant entertainment. Our nervous systems, as a result of this, are becoming and have become uncomfortable with the concept of delay, the concept of waiting. Does anyone feel into that? Have you realized that you notice that about yourself? That waiting has become like excruciating? Anyone? Yes. Patience, when we practice it, when we allow for the expansion of it, it literally rewires our brain. Understanding, which is tied to patience, activates the prefrontal cortex. So when we think about it, fear activates another part of the brain, the amygdala, which is the fight, flight, or freeze tendency. So when we pause, when we breathe, when we reframe, seek understanding, something changes. Our nervous system literally changes. Each time we choose presence over impulsiveness, we strengthen the pathways for emotional regulation. The brain loves shortcuts, but the soul takes time. It needs that time. It needs that understanding. So it's interesting to me that science is discovering what spiritual teachers have known for centuries, really. I want to dive into a little bit today one of those spiritual teachers that knew many of these things that science is now understanding, and that's our co-founder, Charles Fillmore. Charles Fillmore had this concept of the 12 powers, and I know this congregation uses those a lot. But I'll explain briefly for those of you that don't necessarily know. He created this system that's really like a system for soul growth. And it's about having these 12 capacities or abilities that we can focus on and know and feel and expand in our lives and in our minds to have greater soul growth. And every month has a power and a corresponding disciple and a color and all of that jazz. So we'll get into that. This month of July, does anyone know what this month is? Understanding. Let's see, does anyone know the color? Gold, yes. The disciple is Thomas. He represents the ability to see beyond appearances to reality. Understanding is the ability to know and perceive and apprehend. It's not just about accumulating information. It's not intellectual understanding we're talking about. It's spiritual understanding. Because intellectual understanding, when we're like reading books or in classes, oftentimes, it may present information about God, but spiritual understanding knows and feels God. When our consciousness is attuned to spirit, we receive ideas from divine mind. It's like that aha moment, that intuition, that thing that comes into your mind. That's what's happening when we are in alignment. It's the truth, it's order, it's perfection that starts to amplify in our lives. As we learn the value of these divine ideas and learn also to use them the right way, we attain spiritual understanding. Next slide. I think it's that one, yes. Sorry, you're already on there. You're ahead of me, thank you. Understanding with H. Emily Cady, who's another spiritual teacher that was a contemporary of the Fillmores. And I love how in her book she talks about really what understanding is. And understanding is linked to patience, and we're going to get into that. But understanding, she says, is a spiritual birth. When we get into that vibration, when we get into that, it's a spiritual birth. It's a revelation of God in the heart. We're feeling it. Again, we're not just knowing it intellectually, we're feeling it. And as we feel it, it amplifies in our body and in our lives. Understanding is a realization of the presence of God within us. And that becomes the true gift of God, when we feel and know that presence of God within us. It's about seeing beyond the perceptions, the material outside. It's about seeing beyond appearances. It's about seeing with the Christ mind, with the higher consciousness. Fillmore often contrasts this idea of sense consciousness, sense like, again, the material, what we hear, see, see out there in the world, versus spiritual consciousness or spiritual understanding. And he says that sense consciousness says, man, this is hopeless. Peace in the world, that's hopeless. Peace in my life, that's hopeless. Me being able to do something in my life, fill in the blank, have a partner, have a job, have a career, be able to have a music career, whatever. It's hopeless. Whereas spiritual consciousness or spiritual understanding says, there is more here than I can presently see. There's more here. There's something else here. I'm not supposed to see with the eyes. I'm supposed to see with my inner eyes. I'm supposed to feel into the understanding of what this could be. And this, beautiful people, this moment is where patience grows. Patience grows where understanding deepens. See, without understanding, patience feels like punishment, does it not? Like, I gotta wait. Or like, again, another day, another month, another year. It's like that pain of it. But with understanding, waiting becomes transformation. It's the opening. It's the possibility. It's the blessing. It's the miracle. So I want us to deep dive today into some really specific spiritual lessons around understanding. Because I think that understanding and then patience within that, they're buddies there, are the deepest pathways to be able to get some of this stuff, to be opening. It's an opening, a key to the opening of us. Because as I said, without understanding, it's like, oh, the machination, the gritting of the teeth. But when you have understanding, you become more patient, which makes you be more compassionate. Don't we need more compassion in the world? Yes. So the first thing, understanding changes our interpretation. See, most of our impatient stories, when we're in that impatient moment, right, they come from stories, old stories that we tell ourselves. They're doing this on purpose. Who has a spouse with us? You're doing this on purpose to make me mad, right? Nothing is changing. I've done everything and nothing is changing. Maybe it's at work. That boss is the same. I've done everything and nothing is changing. I've prayed and I've done the affirmations. God just isn't listening. What's going on? Or just that feeling that comes from some deep place of lack in you that says, I'm failing. This is where the impatience comes from. All of these feelings of lack within us, all of these old stories, all of these old shadows, all of these things that are within us that are creating that. But understanding, see, asks us to ask a different question. And that is, what else could be true? Say that with me. What else could be true. You know, I've shared with you all here in this congregation and in other places about my journey with Bell's palsy and then later synkinesis, which is facial paralysis. You know, I wanted my healing, probably like many of you before, many of you now, you want it to happen on your schedule, right? I need it now, right? I said the affirmation. How come that didn't work? I said it now. What's going on? But understanding taught me that nerves heal differently than cuts. They regenerate slowly. Spiritual understanding reminded me that no matter what was happening in my body, in the world, whether my face was smiling or not, whether it was stiff or not, whatever was happening, I was perfect, whole, and complete. This is the important part when we're in these moments, in these challenges of impatience, and we're building this time, this space, this opening for patience, we remember the truth of who we are. Now that knowledge, it wasn't like it instantly was like, I'm patient, I got it, you know, like it wasn't like all of that necessarily, but it was a process and it gave me a foundation to build my patience. Understanding became the soil in which patience could grow. You know, I don't know if I've shared or not here, but, you know, likewise, I'm in a different phase now of learning, understanding, patience. I've become the caregiver for my 82-year-old mother with memory challenges. Understanding does not make caregiving easier, but it changes the meaning of what I'm experiencing. So instead of, whoo, mom is making my life difficult, it becomes, mom's brain is struggling to make sense of the world. Understanding is not removing my burden, or if you all are experiencing the same, or maybe it's with a child or anyone or anything in your life, it doesn't remove the burden, but it changes how you carry it. Do y'all hear me on that? This is the important part. How are we carrying it? Number 2, understanding sees beneath the behavior. Our master teacher, Jesus, consistently looked beyond people's actions to their deeper reality. He saw, the fearful person beneath the anger, or the lonely person beneath the pride, or the beloved child amidst all of the mistakes of the past and present. That's understanding. And when we get into that pause, when we get into that vibe, that's where understanding naturally produces the patience. As the saying goes, you've probably heard that, be kind because everyone out there is fighting a battle you don't know, right? Probably like 1,000,000 times you've seen that meme on Facebook or on social media. And as kind of cliche as it is, that really is true. When we remember that about the fact that everybody has something, there's some reason beneath the behavior, even ours, and having more consciousness and understanding to build our patience around that. Number 3, understanding expands our timeline. So impatience tells us, why is this not fixed? I put in the work, I did all this stuff, I've been applying for jobs, I've been looking for the house, all of these things that we're trying to do or, get to or engage in the world. And we say, why isn't it fixed yet? I've gone to couples therapy, and why is my relationship still a hot mess? Right? Whatever the case is, my children. But understanding asks, what kind of process am I actually in? We have to remember, it's like that idea of the fast food culture, of the instant gratification. Things take time, good people. Some things happen in minutes, yes, but some happen in months, some happen in years, and some happen in decades, and some happen in other lifetimes. Ooh, people don't want to hear that one, right? Like, I thought it was this lifetime. It's true. But understanding teaches us a thing about time, that we don't judge the oak tree for being a sunflower. Every living creature, every living person, us, we, me, you, we have our own schedule of unfolding. We cannot compare ourselves to other people. Well, we were both in the same class, and how come she manifested yada yada and I didn't? Like, I'm not doing it right. No, that's not necessarily true. It's just that we all have our own divine path. The master teacher reminded us, do not rush. We don't need to rush. Do y'all remember the story of Lazarus that he raised from the grave? Does anybody remember that story? Does anybody remember that he stayed 2 days later? Like they said, Lazarus is dying, and he's like, okay, let me go brush my teeth, or whatever. He didn't take an immediate launch to go to be with Lazarus who was dying, or he waited days. And there was a lot of criticism from the crowd and from people. If you only had been here, maybe he wouldn't have died. But Jesus knew the truth. Again, seeing beyond realities, understanding what could happen, understanding the truth of divine nature. And so he didn't rush. He didn't rush the process, and came and then obviously rolled the stone back, and then Lazarus is arisen again. That's part of what we're learning, is this idea of timing. Learning how to slow down in life, learning how to be able to withstand that. And that's where patience and exercising patience comes in. And the last one, understanding ultimately is seeing with the Christ mind. Again, I already said, understanding is not accumulating facts. It's not about the knowing, the material, about what you can say this, and that is. It's not about the logical or the rational. Charles Fillmore described it as a spiritual discernment, understanding. It's the ability, again, to perceive beneath appearances. So patience isn't really just waiting. It's not like you're sitting there like, okay, well, I'm working on patience. I'm just going to wait. It's not really just about waiting. It's about seeing with spiritual eyes. It's about understanding takes time. And when we see with spiritual eyes and the Christ mind, everything in our lives changes. We're carrying that burden differently. Even with the tomb, right? If we look at the tomb of Lazarus metaphysically, the tomb represents appearances. Now, we all have a tomb. This is the beauty of the Bible and the stories, that we're looking at them from our own perspective and our own lives. And if we think about it metaphysically, we all have a tomb, a place where we're waiting, a place where you think it's over, a place where nothing seems to be happening. And yeah, we've declared it already. It's over. It can't change. My kid can't change. My relationship can't change. This world is gone to pot. It's not going to change. My health, my life, my future, my joy, it is over. We've all had that tomb. But patience is a willingness to stand before the tomb. When we have those spiritual understanding based on the spiritual eyes, the Christ mind, the open divine heart, when we stand there before the tomb, no matter what it is, we can tell the tomb, you don't have the final word. There's a wonderful song that I love called The Breakup Song. It's by an artist called Francesca Battistelli. Does anyone know that song? Listen to it. It's about breaking up with fear. And this is one of the tombs that we're talking about. Breaking up with it, but being able to see differently, to be able to see with these divine eyes the tombs that we have and the ways that we confront them with our own spiritual understanding. Understanding sees life where appearances see endings. And Jesus never sees that type of appearance and material. It's all about seeing beyond what the mind sees in the world. I want to go to this next slide of the practices. And they may be kind of small, so I'm really sorry, you all. Sometimes the slides don't translate well to the screen. But I just want to give you all some practices because we are a progressive, practical Christianity. Unity, are we not? Yes. So we're practicing. It's not about that it's practical. It makes sense. It's also about practicing. So I'm going to give y'all some homework for this week. Is that okay? The first one is this. Notice where impatience shows up in your life. Maybe right away you're like, I know. I don't have to think about this one. I already know. But where does impatience show up in your life? Maybe it's in your traffic, road ragers. I know I got some in this audience. Somebody. Or with your spouse, or your coworker, or your child. And I invite you to pause before reacting. Whew, that seems like a big one for some of us, doesn't it? But pause before reacting and take a conscious breath. Intention and attention to that breath. And ask, what is love asking me to do right now? Not what happened yesterday, not what he, she, or they did before, or anything like that. Not what I did to myself even, because we beat ourselves up as well. We need patience with ourselves about things we don't do. What is love asking of me right now? Can you do that? Next one. I want y'all to take one task. I don't care what it is, but let it be a mundane, everyday, usual task. Maybe it's brushing your teeth, or eating, or cooking, whatever it is in your life, washing the dishes. And I want you to take it and do it slowly and mindfully. So let's say if you're eating, chewing every bite slowly, tasting the texture against your cheek and your teeth, thinking about where that food may come from, like really being present with the food. It's a beautiful spiritual practice, actually, that comes from Buddhist traditions about mindful eating. And that practice has actually changed my own life because I was having a lot of acid reflux. And I would start to eat and say, I receive this food with love, and I accept this food with love. Sometimes it's those moments, that pause. Whatever it is in your life, slowness becomes one of your best teachers. Maybe it's even putting lotion on. Like, we get out of the shower, maybe you don't even put it on, like, I don't have time for it. Or maybe you just slap it on and then you keep moving or what have you. Take time, slowly, mindfully, and see what happens when we slow down, when we enjoy little things, when we do mundane tasks that become this portal to something special. Are you frustrated with something that's not happening fast enough? I'm going to invite you to think of this as sacred time and bless that delay. You don't know why it's happening, but we have to, again, see with spiritual eyes and have that spiritual understanding and have that faith and that trust in divine timing and in divine order. We bless it. I don't know why this delay is happening, but I bless it. I bless this time. So try that. Reflect also on something that happened in your life in the past that took time. All of us have had that. Have you had something in your life that took time? Okay. So we know our brains forget, right? Even if we're in unity so many years, we forget. We still want to fast food it, we still want to instant scroll it. So we have to remember that helps us connect to the fact like, oh, this happened before, I can do it again. Something that you prayed and manifested maybe took time in the past. Feel into it, know it, remember it, think about the process, think about how it felt, and then be able to, that builds your patience for today. And lastly, celebrate. Celebrate every tiny progress. Because we want the big wins. We want to go big or go home, right? We want to be able to do that, right? And that's great, and sometimes it happens in big sweeps, but most of the time it happens small. Like for me with Bell's palsy, it was like being able to lift my lip a little bit, being able to swallow a little bit easier, being able to lift my eyebrow. And believe you me, every little thing was like a party, y'all. I was having a party when it would happen. posting it on Facebook, calling my friends, like, oh my gosh, this is happening today. We don't think about these things in our work. I never thought about what my face did and how it did it and how important it was to me. The little wins, no matter what they are, you got through 1 hour without arguing with somebody. Call it a win, celebrate, post it on Facebook, you know. I joke about this, but there's something really important about that. From a spiritual perspective, if you cannot understand and be grateful of the impact of something small, Spirit is not going to give you something bigger oftentimes, because you're telling the universe, you're telling your mind, you're telling the cosmos, you're telling God, however you want to think about it, that, that's all right. It's like even when you see a penny, when you were a kid, find a penny, pick it up, and all the day, you'll have good luck. Pick up those pennies. It sounds silly. Who wants a penny, especially, well, maybe now because they're going to be outdated, right? They'll become more valuable. But, you know, you think of a penny, but it's all of these little things, these building blocks that create the gateway, the portal to our abundance, and in this case, the portal to patience. As I move to close, I just want to share with you all something. You know, patience has changed my understanding of strength. Before Bell's palsy, and I used to think that strength looked like solving problems and moving quickly and accomplishing goals. That was part, I was I don't know, what do they call it, type A? I don't know, get it done, get her done, move in, always on the go, next project, next idea, next, But that really made me have to slow down. The universe gave me that blessing and gift to slow down. And so now I see that same lens as I care for my mother. And I see that is another kind of strength that we embody when we are in this process of understanding and patience. It's the quiet courage to not be rushed. It takes courage to do that sometimes, y'all. Most of us can't sit still. Most of us can't sit with our thoughts. Most of us can't meditate for that reason, because the monkey mind is going and we fear that we're doing it wrong. But this is where it's at, to be able to have the courage to stay present and not be rushed. To stay like Jesus in spiritual power and to be steadfast, a steadfast and compassionate presence. It's so funny. I spent years asking God for patience because I was very impatient. My brain always worked really quickly. And when I was in groups or at work and meetings, I'd be like, Ken, I've already solved the issue. I don't have to sit here, waiting. I asked for patience for years, but be careful what and how you ask for it. Another lesson learned for another talk, how we ask. But I've learned that more about patience than I really ever wanted to, and I'm grateful for it. Now, through the journey with my facial paralysis and now with my mother, I've discovered again that life is not about waiting. It's not about waiting for all of this. It's about having that sacred pause, having that opening to be able to let divine guidance come through, to be able to allow for that greater blessing that is coming through, to recognize that in the midst of all of the waiting, all of the things that feel like they're hard, all of the things that feel like they're trying us, they're trying our faith, that in the midst of all of that, here's the truth. God is there too. One of my favorite, and if not my favorite, quote is, "This too is good, this too is God, this too is for me, and I demand to see the blessing." Let's say that together. This too is good, this too is God, this too is for me, and I demand to see the blessing. It's important that we understand that God is present even in this waiting, and that we are opening ourselves up So when my mother asked the same question for the 10th time, I have a choice. I can see it as an interruption, or I can see someone whose brain no longer holds on to the answer. Understanding doesn't erase my exhaustion or your exhaustion about the life or the world or the situation that you're going through, but it softens my heart. It will soften your heart enough to be patient one more time. That's all we need. We're living in the present. It's day by day. One more time. God will give you the strength. Holy Spirit will give you the strength. Your divine consciousness and mind will give you the strength. The power within you will give you the strength to be patient one more time. Understanding changes perception, and perception changes and creates compassion, and compassion then becomes patient. So we are waiting and growing as we build holy patience. We're waiting and growing as we allow for these blessings and miracles to just shower upon our lives. So my invitation is to you to stop hurrying God. Stop hurrying all of the blessings and lessons that are being bestowed on you in the midst of all of these things. Slow down. Your invitation is to deepen your understanding, to open up your patience and thus compassion. And lastly, I want you to hear this. In the waiting, Spirit is working. In the silence, life is growing. And in every moment, divine love never, ever stops. This is not wasted time, people. It is sacred time. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Garza, for that message that we've been waiting for, and it arrived. That truly was a blessing. It was a great message. Thank you so much. Also want to thank our music team for your everything you added. Hank, Julie, Deb, ensemble, really nice. Appreciate that. And as well, thanks to everybody else who's involved in the service, our AV team, our ushers, our greeters, the folks in Isabel House taking care of the children. All of that coming together gives us the opportunity to be together in community. Now is the time for the giving and receiving of our tithes and offerings. At the conclusion of our service, you'll find offering boxes to receive your contributions, both at the doors as you exit the sanctuary and on the table that's in the lobby. And at the lobby center, you'll also find electronic options for giving. For those at home, you can find those options in our e-newsletter and on our Facebook and web pages. But for now, let's hold our gifts in our hands, infusing them with gratitude as we bless them with our prayer for prosperity. All together, divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Okay. Well, let's just hold these tithes and offerings with attention and intention. And so see them as seeds. I just invite you all to see them as seeds that are being planted. And all of these seeds will be growing soon. What do you see for this community? What do you see for the community of Memphis? What do you see for the world with these seeds that are growing? Hold that intention and hold that firmly in your heart, seeing all of these beautiful seeds sprout and bring color and life and joy and vividness to this community and the world. This is what we are doing when we offer our tithes and offerings. We are giving to receive, but we are giving to amplify the sacred space of abundance and prosperity in this. So we see all of these tithes and offerings as blessings. They are blessing the world. They are blessing your own life. As you give, you receive tenfold. And we thank everyone for all the variety of tithes and offerings today. We bless them, we thank them, and we know they are already doing a mighty work. And so it is. Amen.
We've got some announcements today. First of all, if you're curious about the folks who are wearing the colorful stoles, they are your prayer chaplains, and they are available to pray with you at any time. Every Sunday after service, one of our prayer chaplains is available at the door of our prayer chapel, or you can approach anybody who's got a stole on. If you'd like to have your very own prayer chaplain, we've got some pink forms that you can drop in the offering box, and they will get you assigned. I know we've got some on the back table. I don't see one up here. We are doing our annual collection of school uniforms this month for students in need at Cordova Elementary School. We've had a nice response from that. We do want to try to get that wrapped up in the next week because those students start on August 3rd, and we'd like to deliver those to the staff over there the week after next. There's 3 ways you can help with this. You can always purchase a pair of pants or a collared shirt at some place like Walmart or Target. They have places where they've got school uniforms available. You can make a designated donation. We've got an envelope at the back table for that. Or you can use the link that is in the newsletter, and that goes to a wish list that allows you to purchase items, and they're delivered to the church. Thank you again for your support of that. It's important to support those kids that are part of our community. This Saturday, July 25th, Matt Petty will be conducting his sound bath here at the church beginning at 2 p.m. Cost for that is $20 per participant. That's an off off week for him. If you've never been to that, I'd highly recommend that you check it out. On Monday, July 27th, the Caring Center will be holding its Reiki Share here from 6 to 8 p.m. Those services are provided on a love offering basis with all proceeds benefiting the church, and that's a blessing in so many ways. Mark your calendars. On Sunday, August 2nd, we're going to be blessing our youth as they get ready to begin their new school year. We're going to let them celebrate with a back-to-school bash. And as a reminder, at the conclusion of the service, Janie Davis and Amy Fielder are conducting their class on unity and membership in the church. We've had a sign-up sheet, but anybody is welcome. So please see one of them if you're planning to stay. And if you'd like more information about our events and activities, please, if you will, visit our website or email the office to subscribe to our weekly e-newsletter. You're also going to find information there about making a prayer request and membership in the church. And we're going to manifest the information for the website and the email on the screen. Boom, there they are. As we approach the end of our service, we invite you to create a circle around the perimeter of our sanctuary as our music team sings the peace song and the prayer for protection. At the conclusion of our prayer for protection, we'll go ahead and exit to one and all. We want to thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that you have a wonderful week, and we look forward to joining you again next Sunday.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you.
The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you.
The power of God protects you.
The power of God protects you.
The presence of God watches over you.
The presence of God watches over you.
Wherever you are, God is.
Forever and ever, forever and ever.